Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Compass News here on our Compass Community Church podcast. My name is Andy. I'm the Director of Worship and Creative Arts. And let me give you a little sneak peek into this episode. Number one, this is now the fourth take of me recording this. So that's been a fun morning. Also, we have a special guest joining with us today later on. And so you're going to hear another voice other than my own. And the crowd goes wild with applause. Also, a lot of stuff happening. Let's cut right to it. This is your Compass News. All right, there is a ton going on within our church ministry here, programming, a lot of stuff happening. But before we get to all that, let me ask you a question right off the bat. How are you doing after the first week of school? It's been 4 days now. How are you doing as a parent? If you're a teacher, how are you doing? We can imagine how fun that could be. And how are your kids doing? Are they still alive? So as kids, it blows me away. So all summer long, they go 100% energy all day long, all night long. It gets to 10 o'clock at night and they're still not tired. They're ready to keep going. But put them into a classroom and they come home and they need a nap. And our kid has fought us all summer long on naps. And we're trying to explain, hey, like if you take a nap, you can stay up later because we're doing this or this or this. And now he comes home and he's ready for bed at like 6 o'clock, which is a good thing sometimes, but it blows me away. How are you? He almost fell asleep in the car. How are you guys doing? How are your kids doing? Please comment below wherever you saw this post. Comment on Facebook or Instagram. Send us a message. Let us know how you're doing either with your kids or as parents or even as teachers. A, so we can celebrate with you and laugh with you and have a good time, or B, so we can pray with you and pray for you, especially in this time of transition of going back to school. Going back to school equals a lot of stuff starting up here at Compass, a ton of things happening. Let's run through it really quickly. Well, I'll try and be really quick. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this Sunday, September 11th, we're starting a brand new series. This is part of the whole fall launch and fall new things. And so we're starting a brand new series. It's called All In. Let me recap it for you really quickly. Not even recap, and I can't recap it. It hasn't happened yet. Let me give you an intro to it, maybe a teaser. Intro. I like intro better. So people asked Jesus a ton of questions during his ministry, but maybe the most important question was found in Mark chapter 12. And the question was this: of all the commandments, which is the most important? So there were 600 plus commandments or laws that they had to follow. And so this person was really trying to trap Jesus by asking, of all of these, which is the most important? And the answer that Jesus gives is something that we call the Great Commandment. And it's something that can really, when we really understand it, can change everything. Let me ask you a question. Does faith ever seem like something that you have to do? Is it a confusing and even burdensome task of trying to measure up to the expectations of others and maybe even yourself, or maybe the expectations that you think that God has of you? You're just like, I can't do it. It's too much. Have you ever asked yourself, what does God really want from me? I know I have often. In the Great Commandment, we receive the answer to that question as we discover God's desire for our lives. And this answer can set us free from the burden of religion into life-giving relationship with Him. Let me give you another sneak peek behind the scenes of this podcast. So I do have a script in front of me. I'm reading it. I go off of it. That's where I kind of follow my inspiration for speaking. And when I go off script, this all happens, which isn't a good thing, so I should probably stay on script a little bit more. But I follow a script, and when I read that line, that Jesus frees us from the burden of religion into life-giving relationship, that just, for me, spoke volumes and really connected, because for many years, I've been dealing with this idea, not dealing like struggling, but just like, this is where I'm at, is we live in a world where we focus on religion and rules, and someone, you say you go to church and people's automatic brain goes to religion and what you can and cannot do. And Jesus frees us from that, away from that, into a relationship with Him. And when you're in a relationship with Jesus, it's not a matter of what you can and cannot do. It's a matter of what you want to do, and you want to honor Him and worship and live a life glorifying Him. It's not a matter of having to do stuff. Anyways, I digress. I could preach. I'm not going to. That's somebody else's job on Sunday morning. But the answer that Jesus gives us frees us from the burden of religion into life-giving relationship. The answer transforms us from just being fans of Jesus into actually being followers of Jesus. And what does that mean to be a follower of Jesus? That'd be a great episode of a podcast to talk about that. Maybe that will happen. I think it will. This answer that Jesus gives us changes everything. And so join us Sunday, September 11th in 2 days to 3 days as we dive into this. Orangeville, we're meeting at 9 and 11 now. That's a new news topic that we'll talk about really quickly. Grand Valley, you're meeting at 10 a.m. Shelburne, you're meeting next week, September 18th at 10 a.m. And there's always online available to you as well. Exciting things. I'm going to rabbit trail here for a little bit, so just try and track with me if you can. Exciting things happening for our online services. We're getting to the place now of no longer having to pre-record everything. If you watch, then maybe you didn't know, but we pre-record everything. And so we're getting to the point now of being able to broadcast live from our auditorium out to you on Sunday mornings. And so that's exciting. So that's happening. Shelburne, September 18th, you're starting up there and going bi-weekly every other week. So that's exciting. A lot of things happening with our Sunday morning services. But be sure to remember that this Sunday, September 11th, we're meeting at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. So if you show up at 10 a.m., you're showing up right in the middle. So hang out for a cup of coffee and then stick around for the 11 o'clock services. All information about our services are on our website for times and locations. You can find out everything you need to know there. Speaking of services, specifically about this series called All In, if you're not aware of what we offer, allow me to give you a sneak peek. So we have these things called talking points. Now, if you're watching, then you can see that I'm holding something up. If you're not watching but listening, you can find out all the information you need in our show notes. The links will be down below for our talking points. Let me give you a really quick explanation of what these talking points are. So each week, there will be this piece of paper on the back desks of our auditorium. Again, you can find them online. So if you want to save paper, please access it online. And all they are is there are 3 sections in our talking points: connect, commit, and thrive. I don't know if that was good camera work or not, if you're watching, but if you're not watching, then you don't have to worry about camera work. Connect, thrive, and commit. 3 ways that we here at Compass want to help you along in your spiritual journey, in your faith journey. And so in connect area, we want to help you connect with others and with God. In thriving, we want you to thrive in your faith, thrive in your biblical studies. And in commit, in the commit section, we want you to be able to commit more to be on mission with Jesus. That's simply what it is. But in each one, there are a few questions, and the idea is that you can do this with a home group, with a small group, with a group of friends, meet together, have a conversation, talk about the message from Sunday, or do it on your own. Do it throughout the week for your quiet time, devotional time, Bible time, whatever you call it. And so do it with others, do it with yourself. And then there's a little ponder and pray section at the end to kind of wrap up the time. But basically, it's questions that help you reflect on the message that you just heard. This is a resource that we've done for a while, but I really want to make you aware of it so then you can utilize it. And the other resource, and this is simply only for podcast watchers / listeners. If this is you, then you are getting a special sneak peek into what we're developing here as well. So, and it's kind of like, it's super not public. So it's not that it's hush hush, but again, if you're watching and listening, which I don't know how many people are right now, hopefully a few, then you're getting sneak peek and you're going to kind of be my guinea pigs for the next little while. So if you have Youversion on your phone or on your device, I want to encourage you to update it if you haven't already. If you don't know you have, or if you haven't, just try to, and then you'll be able to know if you did or not. But make sure Youversion is updated. That's your homework for the week. And if you're listening and you're like, I don't have it, but I will, then that's great. Please, if you haven't, download Youversion, the Bible app, because we're going to be utilizing that for our services, for our weekly kind of devotionals and stuff like that. There's new things that Youversion is providing that I want to utilize, that we can utilize. And so we're going to move in that direction. But first off, I just need people to either download it or update it, and then that will be great for us. But talking points, find them, use them, and grow in your faith after Sunday. Just don't grow in your faith on Sunday morning. And I went to church, now I'm good. But all week long, use this free resource for your faith journey, for your Bible time, for your prayer time, for your reflecting time, and keep you kind of fed, if you will, until the following Sunday. That's all I have to say about that. Speaking of this Sunday coming up, we are also spending time this Sunday around the communion table. Communion, if maybe you're new to church, communion is the family meal of those who trust and follow Jesus. It's a time that we remember and reflect and thank Jesus for what he's done for us. And so if you're joining in person at our Orangeville site or in Grand Valley, our host on stage will explain the communion process to you. Maybe if you're new and you don't know what's going on, that's okay. We'll explain everything. Don't worry about it. If you're joining us online, there are a few things that we want you to gather that will help you celebrate and participate in communion at home. And so all you need to do is prepare all that. I'm going to try that one again. All that you need to prepare is found on our website, including a communion resource for kids, because it's never too young to learn about communion. All right, summertime is over, fall is here, and ministries are returning. Compass staff here have been working hard planning and getting ready for a fall launch. Are you new to Compass? Have you been maybe checking us out all summer long, and now you're like, okay, this is where we're landing, this is what we're doing? Or maybe you've been attending for years and are looking for different ways to connect. We want to just remind you to visit our website for launch dates and details on all of our ministries, because there's a lot going on. Compass Senior Adults are meeting up on Wednesdays again. Dates are on the website. Compass Women, Compass Men, Compass Young Adults, Compass Students, Kids, Compass Home Groups, Freedom Session, Compass Sports. A lot of stuff happening. And I'm going to invite Jen Viss here in a little bit to share more about what's happening in our group life and the different ministries around our church. As I mentioned before, with Shelburne, September 18th, they're gathering for 10 a.m. at Grace Tippling Hall. And if you're in the Shelburne area, please join us as we connect together with God and with each other. Compass Women is starting up. I'm going to have Jen Viss share about that. Also, Group in a Box and Freedom Session are all happening here at Compass Community Church. You know what? I was going to do this later on. Why not do it now? Earlier on in the week, I had a chance to sit down and have a chat with Jen Viss about her areas that she oversees as Director of Group Life. And so without further ado, here's Jen Viss. All right, I'm sitting here with Jen Viss. Jen, our Director of Group Life here at Compass. Tell us what's going on this fall.
We're super excited to gather back in small groups at Compass this fall, and we're kicking off the season with Compass Women. We have a couple of different Bible studies that we are focusing on, and you're welcome to check out the website for all of those details. We have a Monday night group, a Thursday morning group, and a Thursday morning group in Shelburne. We'd love to have you join us in one of those groups. Compass Men, we have something for you, but we are pushing that back a little bit, giving you time to settle into the fall season. So look for October to begin a Galatians Bible study, and we hope that you will sign up for that. All the information, again, is on the website. We also, if you're looking for an opportunity to join a home group, we have 2 initiatives this fall in 2 different ways you can do that. One is specifically designed for people who are new to the area or who are new to Compass, and that event is called Group Launch. It's going to be happening on Sunday, October the 2nd, and it's an opportunity for you to mingle and meet new people and hopefully walk away with a home group. We also have an initiative called Group in a Box, and that's designed for people who are already connected, people who are serving in Compass, who already have some friends, and that just encourages you to grab a box and invite some friends and start studying together and journeying together.
So this Group in a Box thing, what do I get in it? How easy is it for me as a potential host to bring friends over and run this program? It sounds a little scary, to be honest with you.
A little bit scary. Nothing to fear. Everything you need is in the box, and I'm always here to coach you along. It basically has a special surprise for the group leader. It has a guide that will walk you through everything you need to know about a home group, including our values, an outline of a schedule that you might want to follow, what we study. It has your first snack, so we fully equip you with your first snack, and it has some icebreaker games in there as well. We have everything you need in the box. All you need to do is add people.
Fantastic. What else is happening this fall?
We also have Freedom Session. Freedom Session is our healing and discipleship program, and it's starting up in October. We have an information night on October the 5th, which will tell you everything you need to know about Freedom Session. And at the heart of it, Freedom Session helps you rewrite your story with a God-inspired ending, because we know that we all have hurts and wounds, and God wants to bring about healing in your life in those areas, and Freedom Session will help you do that.
If I can say this too, I've had a few chats with people who have gone through Freedom Session, and they've promoted it just over a campfire or over a cup of coffee. If you're listening to this and you've gone through Freedom Session, can they promote it to their friends and just
Absolutely. The more that we normalize Freedom Session and dealing with those things in our past, the more healthier we'll be in our families, in our workplace, in our community. So if you know somebody who might need Freedom Session, actually we all need it, to be honest. But if you're sensing that someone in your life might really need that gentle nudge to do it, we invite you to come with them on the information night to help support them and learn more about Freedom Session. We can't wait to have you.
Awesome. And they can find all that information on the website.
On the website, absolutely.
Fantastic. Anything else before we go?
I don't think so. If you have questions and you want to connect with me personally, you're welcome to call the office, or you can email me at jvis@thisiscompass.com. I'm happy to connect with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time to join this podcast and share your voice. If you're listening, if you've ever watched it, Jen, or heard it, I want to get other voices other than myself. So thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you soon about what's happening in group life here at Compass.
Yeah, always happy to have a conversation.
Awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, you can look forward to more voices from around the church and around our community as we continue to gather steam this fall season, as things continue to start up and meet. I'll be asking just people for their thoughts and their voice to share on this podcast. But before we go, one last thing to make you aware of, one last thing to invite you to, is to honestly to join our team. God gives all of his children unique gifts, and when we bring them together, amazing things happen as the kingdom of God advances. As we continue to move out of the pandemic and we expand ministries in all of our Compass sites, Grand Valley, Shelburne, Orangeville, and yes, even online, the potential to impact our region has never been greater, but that means that we need more people serving and using their gifts. Serving is a great way to make a difference, to feel like part of a team, and it's the best way to meet new people. Currently, we have serving opportunities in several areas, including our greeter team, our hospitality team, our Compass Kids, as well as people to be willing to help out with gardening and the facility. And so if you're interested, visit our website and join the team today. It's as simple as a very simple conversation. That was terrible English. I apologize, any teachers watching. But honestly, it's as simple as having a conversation. I had someone just simply approach me on a Sunday being like, hey, I want to get plugged in. How do I do that? And gave him a few options, and away we went. Many hands make light works. It's a cliche phrase, but it's incredibly true. The more people that help out, the actually less you have to do. Yes, there's time commitment. Yes, there's expectations, but it's all for the best. And it's honestly not a lot of time commitment that we're asking of you in a lot of different areas. And so if you're looking to get plugged in, if you're looking to get involved, there is space. So don't be afraid. Have a conversation with somebody and we will happily get you plugged in. All right, that is your Compass news for today, for this week. Looking forward to chatting with you again next week on another episode of Compass News. Have a great day.